Recycle. Good work. But there are a couple other books. I remember reading The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Horrible Fairy Tales. That were just like, you know, parodies of all the other ones. Then we read a couple other things I remember reading. The Frog Prince 2, which was kind of like a funny sequel to The Frog Prince, where the Frog Prince, he's already human, but he lives very miserably. He's very unhappy. He's like, ugh, all this human stuff's boring. I'm so used to being a frog. He hops around the castle. He tries to eat flies. He's just upset. He's not very pleased with how things are in his life. If we get off the tarmac, because we're just gonna want to get off the tarmac anyways. He's just put off by how things are in his life as the actual prince and not a frog. So eventually one day the princess approaches him and says, "Kiss." And he kisses her, and they both turn into frogs, and then they hop off to a pond, and they live happily ever after. Something to that effect. Yeah, I forgot how grumpy you look there, Frank. Do you like me telling stories about stories? Eventually, I moved from Colorado to... Yay! Just what everybody loves. A broken street. Clean it up. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Wash Good sleep. In the morning you'll feel better like sunshine. I think I mostly read a lot of picture books. I read a lot of Hollywood movies. Like I read not so much read, but I just kind of like look at the pictures for The Blob and Frankenstein and the Wolfman, where it was just like it would have like big pictures from the actual movies, and then it would have like a line or two kind of like moving the plot forward. And then Jurassic Park got released. And I got the junior novelization. Back when junior novelizations were they were like really thin books, but they told like the very basic minimum amount of plot. And then like in the middle of the book they would have like a few pages that had pictures of the actual movies. Some were not even in the movie. I remember there was a picture of that was actually pulled from the trailer that never actually quite made it into the movie itself. Oh, that was funny. Wake up! Now, use the bathroom. Yes, This is gonna be terrible, isn't it? This is worse!
Phew.
Make your bed. Relax, okay? Just relax, Frank. Read a book. Read a book. Anyway. Eventually, we moved, and this is when things kind of got a little interesting in terms of the reading department. Because we moved to Hawaii, and I started reading a whole bunch of different things. Like, I remember I would always just, like, borrow a book because school was kind of boring back then. We had so much free time, it felt like to me. No. And, come on. Go to work. So I was always reading some kind of book. And I remember, like, I read a book about a group of people who went up into the Arctic to, like, land the North Pole or whatever. And then I read The Giver. I don't remember if I read The Giver beforehand, but I read The Giver at that point in time. It was really interesting. It was... Anybody who's read the book knows it has absolutely nothing... that the movie is absolutely nothing like the book. So...
Dag.
And then... By then I was reading lots of gaming magazines. I was reading Nintendo Power. I was reading a computer game magazine sometimes, Computer Gaming World. Because we used that to gauge like whether a game was good or not. And if it didn't have 5 or 4.5 stars, we were not getting that game because it's obviously a terrible game. And why are we going to spend our money on terrible games? What game was out by then? I had played we had a Super Nintendo and we were playing Sim City. About that time frame. Come over here. Oh boy! You can go back to work. So, go back to work. Not being held up by friends. Why not? Why not? Just might as well go back to work. This almost guarantee promotion. Yeah. So I was reading a lot of them, and I think SimCity 2000 was about to come out about that time frame. Oh wait, yeah, SimCity 2000 was out because we had a demo for Simcopter. Oh my god, I love playing Simcopter. That was fun. That was just fun. That was... Oh! Well, you might as well go back to work, man. Go right back to work. Go right on back to work, Frank. I know you need a friend to get promoted, but you know what? You might as well get it for the money. Cause you got the next, you got tomorrow.